Okay, guys. I'm here because I need your help. I haven't got a lot of time. It'll be dark soon, you see. But I know that 4chan is generally the place to go when you need something or someone found in a short amount of time. All I need is a name, okay? It's too late for me. I know I won't be able to do much except pass on the name. And that's the key. Okay, the key to staying alive is the name. Reminds me of Doctor Who, right? Every time the doctor figures out the name of the thing, what it is, it stops in its tracks. And he says something witty or figures out how to beat it. Or at least he gets to run away with his sidekick. Damn. Doctor Who. Nerdy as fuck reference at a time like this. But I'm frazzled. Sun's going down. Then it'll come for me. It started last summer. I just got my bachelor's degree in philosophy. Sounds like a fucking waste of money. I know. But thankfully I already had a job lined up, so lucky me, I guess. And my half-brother, his girlfriend, and I were road tripping all over Europe. We're all spoiled rich white kids, except my half-brother's girlfriend, Sarah. She's spoiled rich and Greek. Anyway, we did the whole damn thing, starting in England and France, and then all around the whole continent. And it was really cool. An amazing experience. Even if it ate up a lot of money. We planned to end the trip in Greece, where Dave, that's my half-brother, his girlfriend's family owned some estate on an island. She and Dave just kept joking about hooking me up with one of her cousins, and admittedly I was getting pretty excited for it. Plus, I really had gotten into my major, in Greek mythology. So I was hoping to learn all sorts of cool stuff, and, maybe see some ruins. I saw them, alright. And I wish I fucking hadn't. But I'll get there. So we get to the island, and we meet Sarah's family. And her cousins are hot. Alright, fucking gorgeous. But they don't want anything to do with me. In fact, they seem more interested in Dave, which pisses off Sarah more than anything else. So she decides to use me as an excuse to get Dave away from them and go see some more caves on the other side of the island. Which hurts my chances with these fabulous Greek ladies even more, but hell, I'm a nerd. Caves are cool, and I wanted to see them. So off we go. And when we get there, it's everything you'd expect. The beaches were all white sands, beautiful and sunny. These caves were volcanic or something. I don't know, but the rock was all black and shiny, like perfect photo contrast. Anyway, Sarah's leading the way, chatting us up the whole time, clinging to Dave. I can tell they're getting all romantic, and they never really wanted me along in the first place. I had just been an excuse to get away, so I decided to do the polite thing. I know, you never go off alone in a scary movie or that shit, but I was on a tiny, beautiful, sunny island in Greece. Couldn't have been more than a square mile, and I had a flashlight. So as David and Sarah stay in the main chamber of the cave, sucking face, I flick on my flashlight and head deeper into the caves. I can tell it's kind of veering off to the right and down a little, but I'm not worried. See, that's the big difference. In horror movies and scary stories, you always get worried before the bad stuff happens. But I didn't. No hairs standing up, no goosebumps, just calm. And I could still breathe fine, and walk fine, just crouching down a little. When suddenly the floor was gone. I fell for a few seconds into pitch blackness, until I hit the ground hard. I would find out later that I fractured my tailbone, but at the time it was just a dull hurt. I had fallen on what felt like a bunch of dry sticks, and I had dropped my flashlight. Still, I wasn't panicking yet. The flashlight had been one of those super sturdy mag lights, and I was sure I could find it. That kind of confidence, my friends, is rewarded. My fingers closed around the cool metal of the light, and I'll admit there was a brief moment where I was afraid to turn it on. I murmured a quick little prayer to whoever was listening, and let my thumb pause a while before pushing down the rubber button. The flashlight flicked on right away, but I almost wish I hadn't, because I could see the floor all around me, and what had felt like old, dry sticks. Bones. Really old ones. I mean, like, these could have been Socrates' bones. I let out a cough. That's how old they were. Crunching away underneath me. And after about a minute, I got over my panic and started looking around a little objectively. There were a lot of bones, enough to cover the floor of the 10-foot by 10-foot space. The walls were thick black, the same volcanic material of the rest of the cave, except for one point, about 5 feet off the ground, where something had been painted on the wall in red. A circle. Just a harmless, unobtrusive circle, albeit one that was painted in a dulled crimson that almost had to be human blood. I suppressed a shiver and walked over toward it, my feet crunching on them bones, them dry bones. And I get right up close, shining the light on it. And still, it looks innocent enough, just out of place. I reached my finger up and gently tapped the red circle, and felt it. All of the fear and anguish and horror that I should have felt when I first fell into the place. I could feel something. Like blood and screams and pain washed over the walls of that tiny chamber like layers of paint. And before long, I realize it's me who's screaming. Not for help, but just in this guttural caveman fear. Dave and Sarah found me almost right away. I don't really remember them showing up or pulling me out of that place, but I must have been screaming right up until they pulled me out. Because for the rest of the trip, they kept asking me what I'd seen. I couldn't tell them about the circle. I don't know why. Whenever they asked, I'd just say, bones. I saw bones. And for the most part, they left me alone. They had each other. The trip ended 2 days later, and I was incredibly relieved to get on the plane. Because since I had gotten out of that cave, I hadn't really been able to sleep. I'm not the kind of guy who can just go days without sleep. Hell, I don't even like to stay up that late. But the night after I got out of the cave, I just lay in bed, awake, unable to move. Just feeling anxious all over. Every time I'd close my eyes, I'd feel the need to tear them open right away. The second night after the cave, the night before we left for home, was worse. It wasn't just anxiety anymore. It was the feeling that something was making me feel anxious. My eyes would scan the darkness constantly, obsessed with the feeling that there was some entity creeping along the edges of my vision, hunting me, watching me. I never saw anything. No monsters. It just felt it. But the second I stepped foot on that plane, I felt safe. I felt secure. I slept the whole 10 hours home and felt well rested enough to forget about the whole ordeal. Until it caught up to me. I don't know exactly how much time passed. Couldn't have been more than 2 weeks. And by then, I honestly had forgotten about the creepiness. I had just started a management position at an office owned by a friend from college, and was adjusting pretty well to all the money I was going to be making. Life was looking up, and I was happy. All was well. Yada yada yada. Then it caught up to me. The first night was the same. Just anxiety, worry, the inability to sleep. I was concerned, but figured I was replaying the experience, or was maladjusting to work or something. I tried to shut it off rationally from my mind and get over it. The night after that, I even got a little sleep. And of course, the third night, the anxiety was back with a vengeance, and I sat in bed all night, lights on, looking and listening for something. Something that was out there, hunting. And that was 2 weeks ago. I know you don't believe me. Ignoring all the monster stuff, a person can't go that long without sleep, but I must have. I can account for every single minute that's passed these last 2 weeks. During the day, I'm fine. I did take naps, and admittedly, that's probably what saved me. But every night, the anxiety would get stronger and stronger, and the feeling that something was there would overwhelm me. I knew it now, knew it was some tangible existing monster, but I just couldn't know what it was. If I could find out what it was, what it looked like, what it wanted, I could stop it, or fight it, or run. Who am I kidding? I know what it wants. It wants me. And even with a name, I won't be able to fight it. But maybe, if I find out what it is, before it gets me, I'll write its name on my walls. Or draw a circle. Time now, anyway. The sun's set, and I can really feel it. Tonight's the night. And it's hungry.